So I've heard some political analysts say that the real problem with the Trump administration right now is he keeps trying to play by the madman theory of politics, right? Come out so batshit insane with what you're saying that you're going to scare the other side into submission. And so that has worked wonderfully as far as Europe is concerned. That's worked adequately as far as South and Central America is concerned. But the problem is what happens when you do madman politics in the Middle East? They're like, oh, you think that shit's insane? Oh, you think you're being insane now? Motherfucker, we're gonna get insane. So yeah, I can't even make this up. So apparently it looks like Trump was very mad that, Iran was getting all the press coverage for shutting down the Strait of Hormuz. So not even making this up. Apparently we are now going to be shutting down the Strait of Hormuz. Because, by God, anything that Iran does, we can do better or stupider or whatever else. So this is going to be a big issue. Again, think about the fuel crisis. Think about the fuel crisis, the fertilizer crisis, the petrochemical crisis. Think about all of that going on, again, with the Strait of Hormuz being shut down. So after the ceasefire, basically, Iran said that if you wanted to ship stuff through the Strait of Hormuz, you had to pay them like $1 in Bitcoin. For every barrel you're trying to ship through. Trump was very mad because this makes him look bad, and so now our Navy is going to be blockading the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, and it's like this isn't CNBC. This isn't Rachel Maddow. This is Trump. So there you have it. The meeting went well. Most points were agreed to, but the only point that really mattered, nuclear, was not. And notice how he keeps trying to say the shit's going well. Like he's doing a good job. The problem is, effective immediately, the United States Navy, the finest in the world, would begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz. At some point, we will reach an, quote, all being allowed to go in, all being allowed to go out basis, but Iran has not allowed that to happen by merely saying, quote, there may be a mine out there somewhere that nobody knows about but them. This is world extortion. The leaders of countries, especially the United States of America, will never be extorted. I have also instructed our Navy to seek and interdict every vessel in international waters that has paid a toll to Iran. No one who pays an illegal toll will have safe passage on the high seas. So we're blockading the Strait of Hormuz. And then if you paid a toll to Iran, we are now going to punish you. Let's see. We will also begin destroying the mines the Iranians laid in the straits. Any Iranian who fires at us or at peaceful vessels will be blown to hell. But didn't we spend 5 weeks dropping all of our munitions onto them? Again, if they're going to attack a vessel now, do you think they're really scared of consequences? Iran knows better than anyone how to end the situation, which has already devastated their country. Their navy is gone, their air force is gone, their anti-aircraft and radar are useless. Khomeini and most of their leaders are dead, all because of their nuclear ambition. The blockade will begin shortly. Other countries will be involved with this blockade. Will they? What other countries? Iran will not be allowed to profit off this illegal act of extortion. They want money, and more importantly, they want nuclear. Additionally, and at an appropriate moment, we are, quote, fully locked and loaded, and our military will finish up the little that is left of Iran. President Trump. So yeah, that's where we're at. Well, what happens when a dog is pretending to be a mad dog and actually runs into a group of rabid dogs? Mad dog versus rabid dog politics. How is this one gonna go? So yeah, the Strait of Hormuz is shut down. As I said in another video, it was going to be an earlier video. Now I guess it'll be a later video because this will be some good clickbait. You know, in Ireland, they literally just had to send the police officers in because there was a protest in Ireland where truck drivers and farmers basically had surrounded a refinery, a gas refinery there because the price of gas is going up. So they've already had to send in police for gas protests in Ireland already. Again, almost every single airline in the world is pulling back their routes and the number of flights that they're going to be flying every day. Gas price here in the United States is up above $4 a gallon, and it's going to keep rising. Diesel prices going up, the whole 9 yards. Southeast Asia started having problems a while ago, a couple of weeks ago. Europe is going to start having more and more problems. We have another week, half a week until we start running into more problems with our fuel supplies and all that kind of stuff because the Strait of Hormuz is shut down. And our president is fucking clueless. Our insane, batshit fucking crazy president doesn't know what the fuck to do because the Iranians don't give a fuck. Again, we went to war in Afghanistan. We lost to the Taliban. We lost in Iraq. We lost in Vietnam. And functionally, we lost in Korea. We have been losing war after war after war because our presidents get us into these conflicts where we have no idea what the win looks like. We have no idea what the loss looks like. We have no idea why we're doing this. That does not actually have the support most of the time of the American people. And we were just going to spiral down the abyss. Again, you know, it was an interesting thing, like with the Iranians, right? Basically, you know, Trump came out and said, we'll bomb you back to the Stone Ages. And basically the Iranians said, yeah, how much oil was being pumped in the Stone Ages, bitch? I'm like, fuck. Right? Again, think about this, right? The Iranians are willing to stand on bridges. The Iranians are willing to stand by their power plants to die as martyrs or whatever horse shit. Like we don't, as Americans, we don't want to pay for $4 a gallon gas. Like that is the disparity between the wills of the peoples between these two countries. So where does this go? Where does this batshit insanity go? Because you got to think about it, right? Even if Iranians can sink one ship per month, again, because that's one of the things you have to think about with anything. You're thinking about numbers or whatever, and it's like, you know, what if they sink 10 ships per day or whatever? That's a big number. But what if you can roll it back? What if you can roll it back to very few? What if very few, very exceptionally few of their attacks are actually successful? Let's say not even 1%. What if 0.5% of the attacks against civilian vessels are successful? That's still one ship sunk per 200 is 0.5%. 0.25% is one ship per 400. Again, if they can sink one ship a month or even severely damage a few ships per month, how many sailors are going to want to go through the Strait of Hormuz? Again, the insurance companies, how many insurance companies are going to want to deal with this? And if they're willing to just sit there and wait and bide their time, and whether they plink a ship today or whether they plink a ship next month, if they're just sitting there and saying at any point in time, we are fully willing and able to plink ships. Anyways, I think things are gonna get a lot worse. I mean, how at this point in time do we not put, how do we not put boots on the ground? Like, if Trump is not willing to back off and the Iranians are not willing to back off, then that means boots have to go on the ground. Period. Lots of boots have to go on the ground. Anyways, there you go. Not Onion. It's not an Onion article. This isn't Saturday Night Live. This is the real world. In the real world, Trump is blockading the Strait of Hormuz. Anybody who paid the toll to the Iranians, they are going to get punished, because that's the kind of horseshit that we do. And every day we get to be reminded of what a god-awful regime Israel actually is. Remember, boys and girls, regime change starts in Tel Aviv. Anyways, see y'all later.